All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. We're back again with another live stream. Wow, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? How are you all feeling? Hope you all are doing well, wherever you are. I've just come home from work about an hour ago, more than an hour ago. Relaxed a little bit with the family, had a bit of food to eat as well. And I'm here. Now I'm here willing to mingle with you guys, see what you guys are thinking about the current situations that's taking place. We're going to talk about all of that. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up my man Valan. He's in the building. I'm pretty sure the deals will collapse. This is what Valan is saying. Manas, big up to you. Zinesh, big up to you. Bruno. We've got Abhishek in the building as well. Sam, Rubino. 1207, Chirag, big up to you. Shubra, my man. Good to see you. Good to see all the regulars here. Fantastic. Fantastic as always. Now, Conor Gallagher, ladies and gentlemen, he's back. He's back at Chelsea Football Club. He's back at Chelsea training ground, not with the first team, but he's going to be joining the under-21s. I feel like this is such a mess, man. Like, we've messed this up so badly. And, you know, it seems like our club, they have no remorse. They've got literally no heart anymore. The way we treat certain players, man, look at the way we've treated Chalobah. Look at the way now we're treating Gallagher. Whether we like the player in terms of whether he's quality for the club, that's a separate issue. We all got different perceptions about that, and that's fine. But the way we are treating some, they're not, to be honest, when you purchase that many players, when you consistently go out and keep buying all of these players, it's like a stock market, right? This is nothing different to a stock market. When you're in the stock market, when you're online or you're actually physically there in the stock market, it's ruthless attitude. It's buying, selling. You have no emotions to any of the businesses that you're buying their shares from. And you literally take emotions away and you just operate in the basis that you're going to make a profit. And I feel like this is how Chelsea's become. Like, there's no feeling towards what we do to a player. This whole Conor Gallagher stuff, it's really sad. We had the player at Atletico Madrid, signed documents, medicals done, everything done, and he's been waiting in the hotel for the past 4 or 5 days. And he finally came back to London yesterday, when, in all honesty, he shouldn't have to come back. He's got a deal that he's accepted. And let's be honest, he probably didn't even want to leave Chelsea Football Club, but ultimately this is what has arrived at his footsteps, and he's agreed upon that. Maybe part of it got to do with he might have seen the situation at Chelsea, new manager, he's out of favor with the club owners, the hierarchy, some parts of the fan base, including me. You know, he would have seen a lot of the fans probably saying, Conor, this is a good deal for you. And then he went for it. He went for it. And kudos to him for going for it. Conor Gallagher, from his perspective, has done nothing wrong. He's done everything correctly. And we have still found a way to screw this up. Now, it can still go on. But the fact that it is in this volatile situation where I think it's obvious. Atletico Madrid, I think, from the get-go told Chelsea that we will take Conor Gallagher from you because we rate him. He's perfect for us. However, you're going to have to take one of our players. I'm pretty certain something like this type of conversation might have happened. Or Chelsea, from a while ago, had... You know, they liked Samu Omordion. Chelsea from a while ago liked Samu Omordion. And I think what might have happened, because if you remember, a few months ago, we've put in few offers for Samuel Omordion. Was it Ornstein? Was it, I don't know who it was. Might have been even Fabrizio Romano. Few months ago, early stages of the transfer window, there was legitimate articles that we've actually put in an offer for Samuel Omordion, and it was rejected by Atletico Madrid. It was rejected by Atletico Madrid. We put in, I think, more than 40 million. Shubra saying it was Di Marzio. But I think Shubra, in this case, Di Marzio actually wasn't wrong. We actually did make an offer for Samu, and Atletico Madrid rejected it. So I don't know whether we have told Atletico that, look, we want Samu and you can have Gallagher. So I guess it works out well for Atletico as well, because they want Gallagher as well. They've wanted Gallagher. And they get to sell Samu Omordion, which is a pure profit for Atletico Madrid. So in essence, they get to offset the purchase of Gallagher, and the books are squeaky clean, because they've put in a lot of money for Julian Alvarez. They've splashed a lot of money for Julian Alvarez. They don't want to also then purchase Conor Gallagher without making some sales, right? So either that has happened, we've told Atletico we like Samuel Omordion and you can have Gallagher, or Atletico Madrid said, we want Gallagher, but you have to buy one. Whatever the case was, there must have been an agreement. There must have been an agreement between Chelsea and Atletico that we will buy each other's players to offset the purchase and the sale, basically. And somewhere along the way, well, not even somewhere along the way, right at the end, it seems like we have done a bit of a dirty. It seems like we've pulled away from the Samuel Omordion deal and making up stories that, oh, he failed medical. The brother was just not that long ago, he was at the Olympics. The brother was literally at the Olympics for the Spanish team. So how is he all of a sudden now failing medical? So I don't think he's failed the medical. And there's a lot of Spanish reports out there that are saying that no, he didn't. It was a satisfactory medical. And then all of a sudden Chelsea find another issue that, we want 50% of his image right. Chelsea can't be doing these sort of nonsense stuff right at the end. You got to act more professionally. You can't have these late-minute dramas. Even last season, if you guys remember, Caicedo, how long was the Caicedo saga, man? How long was that? To the point where it became a bit incompetent. Owners had to jump in and clean up the mess, and we ended up paying over the top anyway. We ended up paying way over the top. Hakim Ziyech was at PSG. It would have been a dream move for Hakim Ziyech to go to PSG. And we apparently didn't send the documents. Malang Sarr, the window just before this one. Same thing happened with Tyler Adams. But this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, when you're dealing with so many players on a regular basis, when you're dealing with so many incomings, we're literally buying every other day another kid. And on top of that, we've got directors that are, they're not of the highest caliber. Our directors are not of the highest caliber. There is definitely a sense of incompetency with our directors. And now we're at a situation where Atletico Madrid they've really got us by the balls. Atletico Madrid have got our balls, and they're like, we've not signed your player, mate. We've not signed Gallagher. Yeah, everything's done, documents signed in terms of, Gallagher signing it, but it's not executed. Atletico Madrid has not executed it. Gallagher signed it, no problems, but we've not made it official. Gallagher's done the medicals, no problems, but we've not made anything official. So until you buy one of our players, Gallagher goes back to you. And it's sad that we are just dangling Gallagher around like this. It is really sad. It really, don't forget, as I said, regardless of how we feel about Gallagher as a player and whether he fits under Enzo Maresca, Gallagher was club captain for most of the season last season. Gallagher was Chelsea's captain for predominantly for the entirety of last season. And now we've got ourselves into a position where Mr. George Mendes has also entered the scene because his client, Joao Felix, is out of favor. I think George Mendes probably done a favor for us in terms of Pedro Neto as well. And now George Mendes is trying to force Joao Felix to Chelsea Football Club, who I like Joao Felix a lot. I really do. I've always liked him. I was over the moon when we got Joao Felix last time. But the truth of the matter is, this is how I see it. He's a player that I don't think we need. Like, he's a player that holds the same characteristics as an Nkunku, as a Cole Palmer. They're all very similar type of players. You need someone like a Nico Williams on that left side. Do you know what I mean? You need, if Joao Felix is going to play on the left, let's assume so, you need a out and out winger. Joao Felix can do a job in the wing, but he's really an inside forward, in my opinion. Joao Felix is more of a second striker. He's not an out and out winger. Now, look, no problems. He can come to Chelsea. He'll be definitely an upgrade to Mudryk. He'll be definitely an upgrade to a Sterling that is declining. But you also have to understand, Joao Felix is a player that's not lit it up. Joao Felix, when he came to Chelsea, it's not like he absolutely lit it up. And that was a poor season for us. So, okay, no problems. Joao Felix at Barcelona last season, it's not like he absolutely lit it up. And you can argue that Xavi, he didn't play the best football all the time, this, that, the other, no problems. But we can't always find excuses for Joao Felix. Joao Felix very rarely has created big production level. Top player, in my opinion. I rate him a lot. I love his skill set, but it's not like he's blowing it up. Do you know what I mean? So now we find ourselves in this pickle. We have an issue with the Gallagher situation where it's sad how we're treating it. And on top of that, Gallagher, because he's not going to sign up with Chelsea and we don't see a future with him, he's going to have to be with the under-21s. He's not even going to be able to participate with the first team, use any of the first team facilities. He's with the under-21s. This was our club captain last year. Last season, this guy was our club captain. And he's agreed to go to Atletico Madrid. And he finds himself in this conundrum where whatever agreement Chelsea had with Atletico, I think ultimately Chelsea's done a shifty job here. I feel like ultimately we've done something sinister here. We've done something notorious. And this attitude from us seems to be very common. Ever since the new owners have come in, this attitude in the transfer windows where we do some shifty business, it's very common, it seems like. This level of unprofessionalism. and it's got to stop. I feel like it's got to stop. It's very sad to see. So yeah, let's see some of your comments. Big up to over 400 people live right now. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up to my man Super Blue Chels. Gurik is in the building. Gurik loves to have a go at me at all times, but good to see you, my man. It seems like you must enjoy my content, but you still give it to me. Left Shift, Jack Minion, Duke, Saud, big up to you, my man. Faisal is in the building. Lots of people are here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Marcus, this has to be Mudrik's last straw. If he doesn't prove something this season, I doubt he'll be that world-class player people expect him to be. I agree. This is it. This is it for the Mudrik. But if Joao Felix comes in, you best believe Mudrik's not going to see that many minutes. You best believe that. Shubra, my brother, 100%. Once Mendes came into picture, we had to look into his clients, aka Felix. Yeah, look, these super agents, they're powerful, man. They literally can move players around without, it seems like almost without the club's will. If the club, but this is the thing, like some of these agents, they hold such superb players in their portfolio. If you're a club and you want to buy some of these players, you have to have a good relationship with agents. Agents really run the show, man. They really do. President Jafar, big up to you. Men say Felix is overkill. So what would have Olise been? Oh my God. President Jafar, I don't know what happened to you, my man. I used to love reading out your comments before, but something clicked somewhere along the way, and you're thinking the other side of the coin. You're literally the other side of the coin, which is fantastic. Brother, Olise on that right side, you tell me the differences between Olise and Felix. Do you think that they're the same players? You tell me, does our team have an Olise? Please don't tell me Madueke. I beg you, President Jafar. If you tell me, yes, Chelsea has an Olise, it is Madueke, you're lying to me then. President Jafar, you are lying to me. Felix's characteristics, Felix's the sort of abilities that he has, we have that in our team. Joao Felix is a type of a player, we have that in our team. Olise is a type of a characteristics we don't have. Olise is a characteristic we don't have, right? Ain't Neto a player like Olise? Yeah, Neto is. But the thing about Neto is he can play both sides. Olise can play on the left side too, but he's predominantly on the right. Yeah. Neto is someone who's predominantly. I think Neto can definitely play on the right, but he can operate on the left as well. Neto will definitely operate on the left. I feel, and that's the other issue. You get someone like Joao Felix comes in. Joao Felix wants to operate on the left, and I feel like Neto wants to operate on the left. I mean, look, Neto can very much go on the right. Neto is both wings. He's quite good. So, look, yeah, the fact that we ended up getting Neto, I'm very, very satisfied. I'm very, very happy. However, the conversation was between Olise and Joao Felix. I think Joao Felix is a bit of overkill. Olise is not. However, I rate Joao Felix a lot. So people, before you start insulting me in the comments, I rate Joao Felix a lot. It's just, I feel it's crazy to get all of these same type of players, right? Pinez, big up to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Is Felix not a bench upgrade? 100% he's a bench upgrade, but if you think Joao Felix is a bench player, you really think Joao Felix is a bench player? Joao Felix is a player that is on big money. Joao Felix is a Portuguese international. Now, whether the hype of Joao Felix, you want to believe that or not, that's a different story. But Joao Felix is not a bench player. Atletico Madrid won 60 million for Joao Felix, ladies and gentlemen. 60 million is not a bench player. In my opinion, 60 million is not a bench player. You bring in someone like Joao Felix, I'm telling you right now, if you keep Joao Felix in the bench long enough, Joao Felix is going to start complaining. Joao Felix won't come to Chelsea Football Club to be a bench player. Yes, Joao Felix is a bench player. He's only making 98k. Look, can someone honestly tell me in the live chat, because this brother Piner has, I don't know where he's getting his numbers. He might have taken 98k at Barcelona by taking a wage cut, but his true wages at Atletico. Can someone please, honestly, in the live chat, someone can you tell me how much is Joao Felix's true wages are at Atletico Madrid, what he was signed for, what he agreed upon? In the live chat, can someone please, legitimate, not any fake stuff, proper, legitimate, how much is Joao Felix's wages? How much were we paying him when he was on loan? When we loaned him, how much were we paying him? I'm certain he was on 200k. I am absolutely certain. President Jafar is wrong again. Mudryk is 90 million. Can someone please in the live chat tell Mr. President Jafar how much is Mudryk? And on top of that, initially Mudryk was not brought in to be a bench player. He was actually brought in to be a starter. But the fact that he showed such lack of ability, he became a bench player. But he wasn't bought to be a bench player. It's a big difference here. We have to understand. We can't just be throwing words out there. We need to understand. And 90 million is wrong. He was 60 million. The rest are crazy add-ons, will never happen. The other stuff were add-ons. But 60 million, he didn't come to be a bench player. He was meant to be a starter. Kuba saying Felix is on 115k. Is this true? Is Felix actually on 115k? No, President Jafar, the point doesn't stand. I'm sorry. There's a difference here. Brother, you're just arguing for the sake of arguing now. Knowingly buying Mudryk for 60 million to come and be a bench player and knowingly buying Mudryk to come in and be a starter, they're two different things. Chelsea didn't buy Mudryk to be in the bench. Chelsea bought Mudryk to be a starter. He just happened to be crap enough to be in the bench now. To the point, I'm pretty sure Chelsea Football Club are looking to get rid of him. It's not the same point. Knowingly doing something like that and then putting him in the bench is a different story as actually bringing him with the intentions of starting him. That's two different things, my man. Some people are saying he's on 250k. This is Joao Felix. I don't know what's true anymore, man. I really don't know. Gallo is saying 115k is still a starting player wages. Yeah, that's good wages, but I don't think he's on 150k. Joao Felix salary at Atletico is 250k euros, I think. Dave, thank you so much for the super chat. Every team has a good squad depth. We have quantity but no quality. Felix and Kunku and Palmer can rotate. Healthy comp is vital for a team to succeed. Yeah, of course. Kuba's saying he cut it down to 115k in order to join. Yeah, okay. So there you go. So in order to join Barcelona, he cut it down to 150. So that was with Barcelona. I'm talking about with Atletico Madrid. What did he agree with? You're talking about Barca. So when he went to Barca, because of Barca's financial struggles, he took a pay cut. But that's not his real contracted wages with Atletico Madrid. I'm pretty certain his real contracted wages with Atletico Madrid is nearly 200k, if not more. If not more. When we loaned him, he was around 200k. There you go. When we loaned him, he was around 200k, but after that, he hasn't signed any new contract, I think. So, look, I think that 115k was a deal with Barca. That's not his real wages. No. So I think the point what we're trying to say is that ultimately Joao Felix is not a bench level player. I think one of the brothers said he's on 98k. That's a bench level player. Ultimately, what I'm saying is Joao Felix, with the level of wages that he was contracted to Atletico Madrid, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't matter anymore. Is similar to Lukaku. He ain't getting 250k from anybody. No, I get that, but Lukaku's contracted wage. Lukaku's contracted wage is 300k. Now, when Lukaku went to Roma, he took a wage cut. And Chelsea decided not to pay him, and then Roma paid whatever the wage after the wage cut was. So we didn't pay a single money for Lukaku. However, when Roma's loan finished, Lukaku is a Chelsea player now. Someone has to pay Lukaku's wages. Chelsea are paying Lukaku the 300k. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section, let me know. Lukaku right now is a Chelsea player. He's contracted Chelsea player. The contract with Roma finished. Roma are not obliged to pay his wages anymore. So who's paying Romelu Lukaku's wages right now? Chelsea. And how much is Romelu Lukaku's wages? 300k. 300k. So similarly, Joao Felix, whatever he was contracted with Barcelona, that contract finished. He's no longer a Barcelona player. He's now returned back to Atletico Madrid. Now, my question that I've asked everyone, how much is he on Atletico Madrid? I'm sure he's around 200k. So that's what I'm saying, that Joao Felix is not a bench level player, man. He's just not. He's just not. He ain't coming to Chelsea Football Club to be a bench level player. I'm sorry. If Joao Felix comes to Chelsea, it's a headache. I feel it's a headache for Maresca, maybe a good headache. But he'll have to find a way to fit all of them in. He'll have to find a way to fit all of them in. Now, all right, let's have a look at some of the latest stories that's going around. This is from... We'll start with Fabrizio Romano. This is the latest in regards to Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher formally back to training as Chelsea player after he returned in London from Madrid on Tuesday. Tense situation between Chelsea and Atletico. Crazy saga still ongoing and not called off yet by all the parties involved. Look, I will be very, very disappointed if Conor Gallagher doesn't end up going to Atletico Madrid, because he's not going to play at Chelsea. And I think that is a sad situation. He's not going to sign a contract extension because in about a year's time, he's going to be a free agent and he'll be able to do whatever he wants to do after that. And it would be really a sad situation for Conor Gallagher if he's unable to play for the next 12 months. So Chelsea Football Club, Conor Gallagher has agreed to go to Atletico Madrid. You have to now find a way to make sure Conor Gallagher ends up at Atletico Madrid. I think it would be very, very sad if this still collapses and he ends up playing for the under-21s. And I don't think that is fair one bit. That guy, Barca agreed to pay half and Atleti paid half. They paid 115k each. Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. So ultimately, he's on 230k. Ultimately, he's on 230k, if that's the case. If that's the case. Miz, what is your say about Carney? Look, another sad situation, man. Another sad situation. when you pile up with so many players in your squad, they're going to be surplus to requirements. I rate Kani Chukwuemeka a lot. I really do. I like him. I know recently he hasn't performed well. He's had injuries as well. But I think there's a top player there, Kani Chukwuemeka. It's a matter of just him getting that consistency. He's someone, when there is going to be consistency, he's going to be fantastic. Obviously, the injury is a concern as well. But when you have that many options now in midfield, I'm sorry, man. He's just going to have to go as well. And this is what's going to happen next season. Next season, we're going to get Kendry Paez and Esteval Willian coming to Chelsea Football Club. More players will have to go. More players will have to go. As simple as that. Simple as that. Sedan Mizbhay, instead of Mark Gui, can't we send Mudryk on loan? As Gui has shown his potential, but Mudryk is raw. Going on loan would be better. Assuming that Sterling and Noni are sold, what do you say? Look, I believe Mudryk, can someone tell me, is Mudryk turning 25 this year? Mudryk is 23. Okay, Mudryk is 23. He'll be 24 in January. He'll be 24 in January. Mudryk, I feel like if you're turning 24 and you still have to go on loan, I'm sorry, man. By the time you're 24, you need to be playing full-time football for your club, for your parent club. Whoever your parent club is, you need to play regular first-team football with them. At 24, if you're still having to go on loan and develop, you don't understand. 24 in football, you're now a mature footballer. You are now a mature footballer. Mark Gui, on the other side, he's a young kid. I believe Gui is what? 19? How old's Gui? Mark Gui. Let's have a look. Mark Gui is 18. Mark Gui is 18. So you rather send a player like Mark Gui on loan who is actually going to get that experience and he's going to be able to play on a regular basis, hopefully somewhere, and keep growing. One's 18, who will turn 19. So one's 19 and the other one's 24. They're both going to be turning 19 and 24 very, very soon. So I rather send the 19-year-old on loan and develop, and the 24-year-old, I rather be like, well, I don't think a loan is good for you anymore. You should have done better. Like, you should be already ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Ibrahim Miz, tell me what you think Osimhen is good at. I watched him for 9 months and I can safely say anything outside heading is very, very below average. Ooh, that's not fair, man. Look, I've watched a bit of Osimhen in the past 12 months and even more. I think Osimhen, in terms of his work rate off the ball, have a look at what he did for Nigeria. Look at the way he presses. Look at the way he tracks players down. Look at the way that, like, his off-the-ball work rate is fantastic. Not only he's very, very good inside the box with the ball. When it comes to aerial ability, when it comes to shooting ability, he's got a good shot in him. He's fantastic with his shot. He's got a good hold-up. He links up well. So I think you saying, besides the fact that he's got a good heading ability, everything else is non-existent. I think that is severely disingenuous about Osimhen. I think you're selling him very, very short. I rather you just come out and say you don't like him, you hate him, you want someone else. I rather you be honest as opposed to be dishonest about him. I think, look, it's like the Declan Rice situation with me. I think a lot of my ill feelings towards Declan Rice is because how the fan base reacts to him. I think at the end of the day, there's a good player in Declan Rice. Not as great as many make it out to be. Similar with you, it kind of seems like you don't like Osimhen. It's fine. You can just straight up say, I don't like the guy. I don't like him. But you don't have to come out and lie about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of players I don't like. And it has nothing to do with footballing ability either. I just don't like them. Do you know what I mean? Ibrahim, you will see soon he isn't good at hold up or link up. His touch is as bad as Lukaku. Yeah. All right, well, I hope that doesn't happen. If he ended up coming at Chelsea Football Club, I hope that doesn't happen. And look, talking about Osimhen, honestly, I only see one destination for this guy, unless PSG want to pay the large sum of money to Napoli. Honestly, I can't see how PSG or anyone pays that over 100 million fee for Osimhen. They just won't do that because now everyone knows Osimhen doesn't want to be at Napoli and Napoli don't want Osimhen because Napoli are looking for Romelu Lukaku. So PSG aren't going to trigger that. PSG apparently they already have personal terms agreed. Ibrahim saying Saudi, yeah, sure. Saudis could be an option. Does Osimhen want to go to Saudi? Maybe he might because of the money. I would like to see Osimhen at Chelsea Football Club, but I'm also a bit doubtful whether how much Osimhen would work out with Maresca. I feel like Maresca is looking for a mobile front, a player up front who's mobile, who can move around everywhere. Osimhen would have been a fantastic addition for Pochettino, a massive addition for Pochettino. But obviously Pochettino's not here. Maresca, I feel like Victor Gyökeres would have been sensational for Maresca. Gyökeres would have been an amazing signing for Chelsea Football Club and for Enzo Maresca. In Life No Limits, there is a reason why Joao Felix hasn't been able to make it at Atleti, Barca, or Portugal's first team. My worry is Maresca is inexperienced and he has enough on his plate. He doesn't need more stress. No, I agree. Absolutely agree. And to all the people, of course he's an upgrade to Sterling and Mudryk. Of course he is. But he's not an out-and-out winger. He's not an out-and-out winger. And I'd rather have an out-and-out winger, and a genuine winger on that left side. Unless you want to play Joao Felix up front. You want to play Joao Felix as a striker. Maybe Nkunku just behind him. Cole Palmer on the right side. Pedro Neto on the left side. Maybe that's how you're looking at it. Don, Osimhen isn't a Mickey Mouse player who just had one good season. Napoli paid 70 million for him, and this is a Serie A club we are talking about. He even tore up at FIFA under 17, scoring 10 goals. Yeah, look, Osimhen killed it in France as well, man. Like, Osimhen is not a Mickey Mouse player, man. I don't know where it all... Look, social media, Social media created this whole sense of feeling that Osimhen is a nobody. Social media does this, man. Social media does this. Araguna, we are repeating the Potter season with Felix and bloated squad. Maresca isn't being given a chance to succeed. Yeah, look, I agree. There are so many players that need to go, man. I mean, how are we feeling, live chat? Nearly 600 of you guys are live. How are we feeling moving into this new season? There are so many players that need to leave the club. So many. So many players that need to leave the club. Ben Chilwell needs to leave the club. Kani Chukwuemeka, unfortunately, surplus to requirements. Broya, Chalaba. I think we've got too many mediocre level of defenders as well. Kepa, oh my days. Kepa is still about. Kepa is still around at Chelsea Football Club. So many players need to go, man. So many players need to go. I do feel once we have a settled squad, I feel like Maresca can do something. I think Maresca can do something. Moving into the new season, look, my biggest worry is there's a lot of inexperience in the squad. There's a lot of inexperience with the manager. I think we need a lot of patience, but it's going to be a difficult season. I feel like it's going to be a difficult season. I want to be surprised. I want to be I want to see that Chelsea can compete at the highest level, but I'm also weary. I'm very, very weary, very, very doubtful about our defense. I'm very doubtful about our defense. I feel like our defense is capable of leaking a lot of goals on a regular basis. I'm worried. I'm worried that our defense is at any given game we can crumble and get sliced open and be embarrassed. I'm very worried about that scenario. We've got the match coming up against Manchester City, our first game in the Premier League in this upcoming new season. I feel like this is a strange game. Man City are obviously not at their best, and especially in the early stages of the season, they do take a bit of time to kick into gears. But not that long ago, we kind of got slapped up by Man City C team. I don't know. Maybe at Stamford Bridge, maybe we can get something. I don't know whether we can get a win, but at least we can get a draw, perhaps. We shall see. Ms. Desasi could be sold. He's saying he wants to stay. Look, see, this is the thing. I mean, Buddy Shield, Desasi, I'll even throw in Levi Colwell. None of these guys are impressing me lately, man. I mean, I never was convinced with Desasi and Buddy Shield anyway. But even someone like Levi Colwell is not impressing me one bit. I've got so much high hopes on Levi Colwell, even him. I need to see this. All of these defenders: Levi Colwell, Buddy Shield, Desasi, Wesley Fofana, Tosin. I need all of these 5 defenders to show mad consistency, man. I need them to perform like a boss. None of them perform like a boss. I need a boss, man. We don't have a boss, man. Royston, big up to you. The reason we got Neto is because Maresca likes out-and-out wingers. If we never had Nkunku, then I would have been fine with Felix Miz, who starts out of those attacks. Yeah, look, this is the same. That's exactly how I'm thinking. Fabrizio, Charlotte FC leave talks for Almiron. Noni staying at Chelsea. Don is very excited that Noni is staying at Chelsea. Brother Don, what are you going to do next season when Estevan Willian and Kendry Paez come? Noni is going to have to leave Chelsea Football Club, I'm sorry to say. Unless Noni Madueke can actually polish up his flaws. Look, Don, and to the live chat, we have to understand, there are of course certain parts of Noni's game that looks very good. Noni Madueke has certain characteristics that are very good. But if you want to be a top player and you want to play for a top team, I know in recent times we've been acting like a mediocre team, but ultimately Chelsea Football Club is a top team. When you want to play for a top club, you need to become a top player. Noni Madueke has a lot of things he needs to polish up. A lot of things. So I don't understand how some parts of our fan base are, woo, Madueke, woo. Come on, man. Thrive for better. Noni Madueke this season, I want to see him absolutely terrorize, if he does play, absolutely terrorize that right side where opposition are fearful of him. Fearful. I need to see production. I need to see goals, assists, work rate off the ball. I need to see a player that is growing to be a superstar. Look at the way Cole Palmer played. Look at his breakthrough season. Look at Cole Palmer last season. See, this is why I stay away from talking about Noni Madueke. I really do, because I can't handle comments like this, man. Noni literally been our best player in pre-season, overhated. Especially Marvo. Marvo has a nick of doing this type of comments. Marvo always does this to me. Best player in preseason. Best player in preseason. Let's give him a new contract. Let's give this guy a new contract. Best player in preseason. It's not about hating the player, man. We have to thrive for good, like better. We are getting excited about and best player. I kid you not. Just because who scored that goal again? I think it was Noni Madueke that scored that goal against Real Madrid. That game, he literally all Noni Madueke did was that header. Besides that, he wasn't even in the game. Noni Madueke, the first couple of preseason games were good. When he came off the bench against City, he was good. He definitely was good. But besides that, it's normal. It's normal. Nothing to hate, nothing to like. It's been normal. And now we want to come into this conversation. He's overhated. It's not hate. It is literally not hate. It is thriving for excellence. It's thriving for more, thriving for better. You look at some of the talents around the world in that right side with a left foot. You look at some of the players that we've seen in recent times. Noni Madueke doesn't rank in that, man. He simply does not rank in that. However, if Noni Madueke can this season polish, this is what I'm saying, if he can polish up his game, no problem. No problems at all. I want Noni Madueke to prove me and so many players wrong. I mean, fans wrong. I want him to prove a lot of us wrong. But to sit here and say he's overhated, he's not overhated. He's not overhated. Noni is inconsistent. You don't even know what to expect when he's on the ball. Not polished at all. There you go. That for me is a sensible comment. Sensible comment. Because we aren't signing any proven players. Esteban and Paez are also very young. They will also show immaturity and take time to get comfortable in the Premier. Of course they will. However, these players have been sold a dream. They've been told they're going to come to Chelsea Football Club and they're going to start. So unless they come to Chelsea and we don't start them and we start a new drama, it's not going to look good, buying all of these young kids and promising them they're going to start for Chelsea, the special ones. And let's be honest, Paez and Esteban, they do look good. They look special. And then reneging from that promise and saying that you're not going to start, it's not going to look good on Chelsea, man. Cuba is saying, Miss, second season in a row starting without a sponsor. How can we say we aren't mediocre? It's shambles. And of course. This is what I'm saying. If you look at us in terms of the current ownership, we've been moving like a mediocre team. But I'm talking about in a broader perspective, Chelsea Football Club is not seen as a mediocre club. What has been happening for the past 2 years plus is unprecedented. This is not how we generally operate. Under Roman, we never operate. We were always winning things, buying top players. We always had sponsorship. So all this stuff that we're doing now, you cannot tell us that this is the normal. It might become normal, who knows? But we're still a big club. We are still a big club. Just not acting like one at the moment. Lawrence, you're wrong, Miz. Madueke ranks in the 99th percentile for individual take-ons across the top 5 leagues. Oh, man. Stats guy. He ranks in the 99th percentile for individual take-ons. Brother, we have all seen him take. No one's got issues with him taking on, No one's disputing the fact that he can't take on. One thing he can do is take on players. But you know what he does half the other time? He takes on a player, then he tries to take on another player, and then he hits another body, or he dribbles out, or he leaves the ball behind. Very rarely does he produce high level of crosses. In this preseason, there was one for Raheem Sterling, but it's not like he's doing it on a regular basis, or he's taking a player, cutting in, and then taking a shot with his left, and he's scoring goals. Some of his shots are going to row Z. No one's got any issues with Noni Madueke and the way he takes on players. Of course, he's a astute, one of the best when he takes on players. No doubts about that. But it's all the other bits and pieces. So this is when I know you're not watching games. You got the match on. You're just listening, and then you're looking at stats. Watch the game with all of us. Watch the game with us when we do watch-alongs. When we all got people in the live chat. When we're watching the game. Watch the game with all of us. You'll see exactly what this guy's doing on a regular basis. You'll see. Madueke and Mudryk should be American football players instead of looking at their crosses and long shots. Bumblebee, big up to you, my man. With all this crazy transfer activity, are we expecting a transfer ban? I think it would be a good thing. Yeah, look, there is talks about our notorious dealings that we did in the previous ownership. There could be a possibility that there might be a ban in the transfer window, and maybe this is why we are going out there and buying everyone. I'm happy with the transfer ban. I'm absolutely happy with the transfer. Maybe we are going to get a transfer ban. This is probably why we are going out there and buying everyone. Perhaps that's the case. 7 Moons, big up to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry, Miz, but conceded 12 goals in 4 games. The players are not the problem. The Maresca system is a problem. Is driving a Ferrari like a Fiat. Yeah. We're going to say Maresca system is a problem after just watching 4 games? We have to, the players have to adapt to the system. Our club, this is where we need to dig deep and really understand from a deep level. Our owners, our sporting directors have hired this manager for this system. Whatever system you think this is, 7 Moons. Our hierarchy, our ownership, our board have hired this manager for this philosophy. So it's up to the players to start executing this philosophy properly. Okay? Because I will be shocked. I will be shocked if our owners and our board get rid of another manager at the end of this upcoming season. I'll be shocked. Absolutely shocked. So, no. These players will have to play this philosophy. Aditya, with the transfers these owners are doing, any manager would look bad, even Pep. I mean, look, the Neto one was a good one. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed the Neto one. Hopefully he stays fit. That's the big thing. Napoli have offered Victor Osimhen to Chelsea as part of a proposed transfer for the Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku. Look, I mean, this is, who's this guy? Gary Jacobs. Gary Jacobs, thank you. What a breaking news, Gary Jacob. Wow, really? We didn't know this news. Mr. Gary Jacob. Who are you, brother? Who are you giving me all these breaking news? Stop. Stop with these breaking news, Gary Jacobs. Gary Jacob. Napoli have offered Victor Osimhen to Chelsea as part of a proposed transfer for the Belgian. Oh, Gary. Wow, you blew my mind. You blew my mind. You're telling me stuff I never heard before. Gary Jacob, you're blowing my mind. You're telling me stuff I've never heard before. I don't know, some of these journalists, man. Like I feel like I can be a journalist. Honestly, I feel like I can be a journalist. All I have to do is wait for Oni and Fabrizio Romano, have them on notifications on for them. All I have to do with Oni and Fabrizio, have their notification on, and as soon as they tweet, I tweet as well. I tweet and I write a little bit extra. I go, Insiders believe, and then put Fabrizio's tweet. I can literally do that. I just literally take Fabrizio's entire commentary, entire tweet, and just go, Chelsea insiders believe, and then plug that in. Boom. I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist. This Gary Jacob, he's telling us stuff that each and every one of us knew for the past 12 months. You ain't giving me no news. You're not giving me no news. Ben Jacob's stepbrother. Nezakin Sella. Joao Felix is harder to sign than Samuel Mordion for Chelsea purely because of our old friend's amortization. A new deal signed in January 2023 reduced the annual amortization from his 113 million transfer in 2019, but it would still cost 39 million just for Atletico to balance the books. Yeah, well, of course. Of course. This is the book value for Atleti. I think this is what Chelsea want to pay. But, of course, Atletico Madrid want to make a bit of money. Obviously, they want to make a bit of money. Oh, a new deal signed in January 2023. Yeah. He did sign a new deal before he joined Chelsea on a loan. Reduce the annual amortization. Okay, from his 113 million to that, but it will still cost 39 million. Yeah. So essentially, this is why, like, Atletico Madrid wants at least 39. Well, they want at least, they're saying 50 or 60 million or something like that. They want to make some profit out of it. But yeah, we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys. Nearly 650 of you guys are live. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Smash the like button before you go. Putting my two hands together for all of you guys. If you could smash that like button, that would be much appreciated. Really helps out with the algorithm. Really helps out to promote the videos. If you enjoyed this this stream, then smash that like button. Kuba, there's any playback streams here? I'm trying to. It's so difficult, man. I've actually talked to Firoz about it. Very difficult to do stuff on my channel and then also on playback. It takes a lot out of my energy. I've got full-time work. I've got family. It's just so difficult to fit so many things in. This is why, for me, the best time to do playback is probably the weekend. Last weekend, I was a bit sick, so I couldn't do playback streams. But hopefully this weekend with the Premier League back as well, we'll try and squeeze in some playback. But I think overall, it's going to be very difficult for me to do all of this content, man. I mean, if I was not doing full-time work, then yeah, sure. But I'm sorry, man. It's just too much to do everywhere. And it's just not enough time. That's the honest truth. But yeah, anyways, big up to each and every one of you guys. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.